Hello everyone, this is Lexicon Architect coming at you with a new budget commander list. And today we're going to be looking at a deck that centers around the modular ability. So let's get into our commander first. Our commander is Zabas the Glimmer Wasp. It is a 1-mana commander, so you can play this turn 1. It has modular 1, so it's going to enter as a 1/1. And its ability allows us to put an additional 1/1 counter on another creature if it is a modular triggered ability. So let's say, for example, we have a creature with 2 modular. We can use our commander's ability for 1 red to destroy it. Then we can move those counters onto another creature and get an additional counter on it. And then for a white mana, you can give your commander flying. So let's get into the creature package. So we're going to be playing Abzan Falconer, because it gives our creatures that have a +1/+1 counter on them flying. We play a vanilla creature called Ogbound Bruiser with modular 3. Arcbound Crusher is a 4-mana modular 1, so it will be a 1/1 when it enters, but whenever another artifact ETBs, you put a 1/1 counter on it. We play Arcbound Fiend, a 6-mana modular 3. With Fear, and at the beginning of your upkeep, you may move a 1/1 counter from target creature onto this. Then we're going to be playing Arcbound Hybrid. It is a 4-mana modular 2 with haste. Arcbound Javelier, which is a 1-mana 1/2 that we can remove X counters from it, and if we do, it deals X damage to attacking or blocking creature. Then we're going to be playing Arcbound Lancer. It is a 7-mana 4/4 modular with first strike. Then Arcbound Mouser, it is a 1-mana 1/1 with lifelink. Arcbound Overseer, it is an 8-mana modular 6 that at the beginning of the upkeep you can put a 1/1 counter on each creature with modular that you control. Then we play Arcbound Prototype, a 2-mana 2/2. It's a vanilla creature that we can sacrifice with our commander to move its counters around. Arcbound Reclaimer, it is a 4-mana modular 2 that we can remove a 1/1 counter from it to put a target artifact from our graveyard onto the top of our library. Then we play a 3-mana Boros artifact creature named Arcbound Shikari. It has first strike. When it ETBs, you put a 1/1 counter on each artifact creature you control. It has modular 2. Then Arcbound Slasher, which is a 5-mana modular 4 with Riot, so it either enters with an additional 1/1 counter or haste. Arcbound Slith, it is a 2-mana modular 1 that whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you put a 1/1 counter on it. Then we play Arcbound Stinger. It is a 2-mana modular 1 with flying. Then we play Arcbound Tracker. It is a 3-mana menace modular 2. And then whenever you cast a spell other than your first spell each turn, you put a 1/1 counter on it. Then we are going to be playing Arcbound Whelp, 4-mana modular 2 with flying that we can pump it up with red mana to give it +1/+0. Then Arcbound Worker, it is a 1/1 modular creature. Then one of our most important cards in the deck is Dig Site Engineer, that says whenever you cast an artifact spell, you may pay 2, and if you do, you will create a 0/0 colorless construct artifact creature token with this creature gives +1/+1 for each artifact you control. Then Filigree Vector, it's a 4-mana artifact creature that says whenever it enters the battlefield, you put a 1/1 counter on each of any number of target creatures and a charge counter on any number of target artifacts. And for 1 mana, you can sacrifice another creature, and if you do, you will proliferate Foundry Inspector to make our artifacts cost 1 less to cast. Here will also give historic spells 1 less to cast because artifacts are considered a historic spell. Then Leonon Abunis, which gives all our artifacts hexproof. Then we play Liberator Urza's Battlethopter. It is a 3-mana flash with flying that says that you may cast colorless spells and artifact spells as though they had flash. And whenever you cast a spell, if the amount of mana to spend it is greater than its power, you put a 1/1 counter on it. Then we play Patchwork Automaton, 2 mana, Ward 2, that whenever you cast an artifact spell, you put a 1/1 counter on it. Then Scrapyard Recombiner, 3 mana, Modular 2, that we can sacrifice an artifact, and then we can search our library for a construct card, reveal it, put it into our hand. And that works well with the next card that we're going to talk about because it is a construct. Steel Overseer allows us to put a 1/1 counter on each artifact creature you control, and we have to tap it in order to do so. For sorceries, we're going to be playing Angel Fire Ignition. It is a 3 mana Boris spell that puts 2 1/1 counters on a target creature. It gains Vigilance, Trample, Lifelink, Indestructible, and Haste, and then you can flash back this for 4. Then, of course, we need to play Brilliant Restoration. It is a heavy spell to play, but it will return all artifacts and enchantments from your graveyard to the battlefield. Cathartic Reunion is here to discard 2 to draw 3. Collective Effort, we can escalate by tapping untapped creatures. And when we do, we can do multiple things. We can either destroy target creature with power 4 or greater, destroy an enchantment, or put a 1/1 counter on each creature target player controls. Faithless Looting to draw 2, then discard 2. Sevine's Reclamation allows us to return a target permanent from your graveyard with mana value 3 or less to the battlefield. If this spell was cast from the graveyard, you may copy this spell and choose a new target for the copy. So we can flash this back for 5 and bring 2 creatures back from the grave, or a permanent with converted mana cost 3 or less. Thrilling Discovery to gain us 2. Then we may discard 2 cards. If we do, we draw 3. As far as instants, we're going to be playing Boros Charm to deal 4 damage to target player or planeswalker. Give our creatures indestructible while our permanents, and target creature will gain double strike. Flawless Maneuver to protect us from board wipes. Galvanic Blast to either deal 2 damage to a target or 4. Generous Gift for removal. Path to Exile for removal. Swords to Plowshare for removal. Throw a possibility to discard a card and draw 2. Unbounded Potential to either put a 1/1 counter up to 2 target creatures or proliferate. And it does have its Entwine ability for 4. So if we play 4 and pay the 2, I believe, we'll get both /abilities. Unbreakable Formation allows us to give our creatures indestructible. If we cast it during our main phase, they get a +1/+1 counter on all of those creatures, and they gain Vigilance. And finally, Volt Charge as removal, or to deal someone 3 damage, and to proliferate. For our artifacts, we're going to be playing Arcane Signet, Boros Signet, Commander's Fear, Fire Diamond, Icar Wellspring to draw, and then if we do sacrifice it, we'll draw another. Lightning Greaves, Marble Diamond, Nettle Cyst to make a big creature, Skull Clamp to draw us cards, Soul Ring, Swift Boots, Talisman of Conviction, Thought Vessel, Thran Dynamo. Throne of Geth is a very good 2-drop artifact that as long as we sack an artifact, we can proliferate. And then this card makes the deck even better because for 4 mana, we can untap all artifacts we control during each other player's untap step. So if we do have our construct out, Steel Overseer, we can tap this multiple times to pump up our squad, knowing that during each upkeep, we will, each other player's untap step, we will untap all of our artifacts. Then we play All That Glitters to give an enchanted creature +1/+1 for each enchantment or artifact we control. Showdown the Scowls for 4 mana that exiles the top 4 of our library twice. Exile the top 4 cards of our library to our next turn. We may play those cards on level 2 and level 3. Whenever you cast a spell this turn, you put a 1/1 counter on each creature. Then we play Temper Steel to give all artifact creatures +2/+2, and Tokasia is welcome to draw us cards once per turn. Then for lands is pretty basic. Battlefield Forge, Boros Garrison, Commander Tower, Glimmer Void, 12 Mountains, Opal Palace, 13 Plains, Power Depot, Rugged Prairie, Spectator Seating, Sundown Pass, and Temple of Triumph. So that is the deck in a nutshell. It is relatively cheap. We curve out at 2. It will cost you anywhere between 120 to 125, depending on where you get your cards. And I hope you enjoyed this deck tech. All the links to my social media will be on the YouTube video. Please leave a subscribe if you like my content, and have a good day.